Welcome to CoraroC. In this video we will have a look at the main parts of the CoraroC system. We will start with the branching piece BR100. It's used to create branches and it has 4 connection points. And then we have the shelving piece. It has 9 connection points and can be used to build shelves in the reef. You connect the pieces with a CU100 connector. You use it to connect branching and shelving piece. And then we have the cover piece that you can use to cover holes, but you can also glue corals to this piece. And finally we have the coral holder that you can use. It have a screw, a clamp and a spacer. You can connect different corals to this one. These are some additional pieces that are very beneficial to use when scaping with CoraroC. You have a piece that splits in 2, and then you have the angle pieces from 15 to all the way to 75 degrees. Let's move on to the foots and floating parts of CoraroC. First you will see the FL100, and it's used to connect to rimless tanks to hang your scape, and create floating scapes. And you use it together with the hanger that connects to the FL100. And then we have the central piece that is used to connect to your scape with a connector. And then you have the angle piece that you just can use to design create your scape. And the pieces are connected with the FML100 connection piece that is used between the other pieces. And then you lock it with the lock pins. Now we also have a separate connection for gluing to glass, or you can glue it to rock if you like. So that was the overview of the main parts. So let's move on to some closer look on some different parts in the CoraroC system. We start with the FL100 that you can connect to a rimless tank. And to the left you see the piece assembled, and here you have the different pieces. It comes with an inside piece and an outside piece, and they are connected with the 2 long screws. And then you have a cover piece that you use over the FL100. And then you have 2 options. You have short screws for 6 to 12 mm glass. And then you have longer screws for 13 to 19 mm glass. And then you have the spacer that is used if you have really thin glass, like 5 mm glass. And then you have the connection to the hanging piece of the scape, and that is used with a short screw. So let's put the FL100 together. If you have really thick glass, like 30 to 90 mm, you use the long screws. If you have 6 to 12 mm glass, you use these screws, and you will attach them on all 3 points and make them a little bit thicker than your glass. And this spacer you use if you have 5 mm glass, and then you just slide it in, and then you will place the inside piece towards the outside piece, and then use the long screws to just assemble it. And then you will get the opening for the glass and like the clamping function of the piece. And let's assemble FL100 to the glass. So now you start with adjusting your screws, and you will adjust them so that they are 0.2, 0.3 millimeters thicker than the glass. So you will get the clamping function. And you adjust all the screws to this measure, and then you mount the opposite plate, and then you just tighten it with a screwdriver. Do not tighten too hard, just a little bit. And then you attach the cover above and connect the hanging piece on the FL100. And then you attach the scape below it, and you lock the scape with your screw. CoraroC gives you the option to create amazing floating scapes in your reef tank. So let's have a look at the FR100 that you can use to glue to your glass or to your existing rockwork or a new rockwork. So if you like to attach it to the glass, you will need some glass silicone and of course some way to apply it. And if you're using the FC100, take the cap away and then start filling the piece, all the open spaces with the glue. And be careful so you get the glue everywhere and a lot inside of the piece. And then a little bit extra that's coming outside of the piece. And then just to push the piece to your glass, make a little twist and then push so that the silicone will attach to your glass. You can also use FR100 to connect to your rockwork with reef cement, and then just apply the reef cement carefully in the piece. See that it fills all the open space in the piece, and then have some extra cement so you can attach it to your rock. Just have enough cement to attach to your piece, and then put some extra cement to cover all openings in the way you like. So this is a sample using the FR100 glued to the glass side of your tank, and you can create a floating scape like this. And when using the FR100 connected to rock, you can use it to your existing rockwork or a new rockwork like this.